Hi, Laura.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No worries. It's not like you don't have a lot going on.
Yeah.
Well, it's good to have you here. I know we are going to be sharing a handful of the resources that we've talked about, and we'll send that out via email. But for you guys, Laura, we've been chatting you up and like talking about the amazing copywriting you've done here. And I've been kind of trying to like hack what you did and translate this or whatever. So what I'd really love to do is just kind of give you the floor here and let you kind of tell us about how you've been able to get this done. And to do that without it, totally overwhelming you. Like, share a little bit with us.
All right. So, to start out with, I had actually bought a rather expensive course to like teach Squarespace, but I knew ultimately I wanted to be in GetOiling. They have beautiful web pages and automations to really help even the newest brand partners hit the ground running. Um, in fact, while I was finishing up all my stuff, I had somebody click on my website, the built-in theme from GetOiling, and get a free resource from there. While I'm working on my custom automations, I get one from the built-in theme. And that's just kind of, it was just kind of funny to me. Like, here I am overwhelming myself with the idea of customizing something, and I'm literally getting something right now from the built-in theme. It's just, we can run our business so easily with what's in front of us without customizing first and feel confident in what we're doing. But the website builder, it's so easy to use. I mean, you hit add a section, you make it pretty how you want it to look, you write your words, and I mean, that's it. um but one thing, because we're offered like an awesome free trial. A lot of websites that offer what GetOiling does, it's like a 14-day trial, and that's barely enough time to get to know the platform. GetOiling, you have 30 days. You get to know the platform, you can do everything you need within it, and you can be getting customers and brand partners below you in that 30 days without spending a dime. Well, okay, $1, but you know what I mean? Like, you don't have to buy the full package yet, and you could be making money. But the way I see it, the best way to utilize that is to kind of have an idea of what you might want your website to look like. In particular, the about me stuff, because you can use GetOiling as it is on its own, the built-in themes, without doing anything other than doing your about me. Because yes, we represent Young Living, but ultimately we are selling ourselves. So we want people to know who we are. So definitely work on your about me. And what I did to kind of show like how I redid my about me page is I found someone that I first of all look up to. I've been listening to her podcast for years and how to build a business, and I love her to death. Her name is Amy Porterfield. So I went to her about page to see, okay, I love how she writes things. I love how she speaks. And I essentially copied and pasted her copy for each section there, and instead put it in my words about me. And all I have to do now is go in to GetOiling, create my custom page, and then copy and paste each section that I want to do into there. And then I have something that, I mean, she pays for copywriters. So, and I mean, you can tell because it's written so well. Not that she doesn't speak well on her own, but you can just see it. It's very well written. It conveys who she is, what she's done in her own life and business, as well as how she helps others. So I twisted this into about me and about, how I help other moms get well through fitness, nutrition, mindset. And all I have to do now is go in and put everything I wrote down in a Google Docs sheet into the sections and just kind of go section by section. And like, she's got a lot of professional photography. How many of us can say we have a bunch of professional photos of just us that we want to put on our website? Probably not many. And that's okay. We don't need to overwhelm ourselves and feel like we need to do this all professional photos from the start. Don't do that. Don't feel like you need to do that. Go into Canva, and they have some really cute clip art type images that you can edit in the color that you want, and make it your own, make it a transparent background, and then you can put it in one of the sections you're using in GetOiling. And then you have some pretty pictures on there to kind of break up each section and make it look more fun without it being overwhelming. Because again, we don't want that. I don't want you to feel overwhelmed. I want you to see that you can use this, customize it, make it beautiful, and have it work for you and be proud of it. Without feeling like you need to go and have a photographer come and take a bunch of pictures of you and all that. Like these images were, I might have had to pay for a couple of them in Canva, but those are just from Canva. I just searched, I believe, fitness, nutrition. I think for the little woman there, I think I just searched woman and it came up with that. And I'm like, I feel like that conveys wellness fairly well. And then, like I said, transparent background, put it in your colors, and then upload it as an image there. And I mean, not to toot my own horn, but I think it looks pretty. And
It does.
thank you. And then if we go down a little bit too, where it's kind of sectioned off, where it's got the left side is a little bit darker and then the right side is a little bit lighter. With that was just an image I created in Canva. I just did like create banner. And then what you do is kind of make an oversized square and have one square, one color. Yeah, right there. So the left square was that kind of darker pink. And then the right side, I think I just left as a background and changed the background color to that. And then there you go. You have another kind of banner to kind of break things up without it being difficult. And the writing is also images that I created in Canva. And you can do, they're just effects in writing. So just play around with it, I think that's one of my biggest pieces of advice is play around with it. You're not going to get comfortable with anything until you just get comfortable messing around with it. Make mistakes, learn from your mistakes, create a page, and you don't like it for some reason, just say, all right, well, what do I like about it? What can I do to make it better? And one other thing that I struggled with in the beginning of like trying to create a pretty website is fonts, because font pairings, and I didn't notice it until I made this mistake, was if you use headers, a different font than the main text, sometimes they don't look right together, but it's hard to figure out, well, what will look good together. Get a ton of inspiration from somebody you love, who speaks to you, who does things that you like. And there is a free, I know it's in Google Chrome, and I believe there's one for Safari too, where it's just an extension and you can figure out what font a website uses. So you'll just click the extension and hover over the font, and it tells you what fonts they are. So then you can use those in your own website, and because you see it on somebody else's page, it looks beautiful, it works together. Well, there you go. Now you have your font pairing for your website. And then colors. What I did for my colors is I mean, you can see I like pink, the girly hot pink. So I did a color picker where you just hover over a pretty color on any web page and it tells you its hex code, which is just the code that says this is the color. And then I went into, which one was it? Again, another free app. That's all I use other than Canva. I do pay for a few professional, like the professional packages for some images. But I liked coolers.co/color picker, and that can create a color palette that
What is that again?
it's based on it's the coolers.co/color-picker. Yeah.
And by the way, you guys, we'll send out these links that Laura is mentioning and we'll put them into the YouTube description as well.
And they're very helpful. So you would put in the hex code and then it comes up with different variations of colors, different shades and tints with it, as well as colors that based on the color wheel kind of complement it. I personally didn't want hot pink with hot green. So what I ended up doing was just kind of picking and choosing the shades that I liked off of my main hot pink color. And then my color dot space is another one that I think was really, really cool and really helpful in helping me find the other colors that I wanted to use. Was they came up with a whole bunch of different gradients and color palettes, which I liked this one a little bit better because when I used my hot pink, it came up with like a minty color for the green. And I was like, okay, that's something I would like to implement eventually in my website. So that's what I used kind of to help me figure out the colors to make it look good. And again, it goes back to playing around too. You might think something looks good in a palette and you might decide, oh, I think I want this color a little bit lighter or whatever. And you can just, you adapt as you need to, as you kind of see it. But then once you figure out what colors you do want, I created a Google Doc where I put, all my colors, my links, where I wrote up the copy for each page. You want to have a Google Doc going so you can keep track of everything, because you are going to need to use your hex code for each color a ton. You need it for your writing, your backgrounds, everything. And in GetOiling, you do have an area to input your custom colors. So, I mean, that part is done for you. So then when you're in your web page to work on it, when you click on the background or whatever, the font is that you're going to edit, it's right there. So you have your custom colors easily accessible to change them in whichever page or email or lead magnet, whatever it is you're doing. So it's super easy. And every time I do this, I just get faster and faster with what I'm doing. I'm like, I got this. It's easy. I get it. And I'm kind of techie, but not like super, super techie. Like my brother's got huge, massive servers, $8,000 worth of servers in his house. Like I'm not near that. But this is made for people who aren't like that, who aren't super techie and just want something beautiful yet custom. And again, you don't even need to do something super customized for your website. They have built-in themes where it does everything for you. And something else I wanted to touch on too, because I am a personal trainer and beginning that business, it's really overwhelming to start a Young Living business and personal training at the same time. Everyone says you got to pick one. I'm like, I can't. I want to do both. Okay. um, so this made it really easy because, again, the Young Living automations are there. And as you kind of grow and get comfortable with it, you can customize them. And then if you're ready, you can stop using them, or you can just keep using them and your own customized things as well. Yeah, I mean, this is the built-in theme and it's stunning. I think it's great. There's nothing wrong with it. I think it's gorgeous. It gets the point across and compliant. You know, there's a certain group that really likes to make things difficult with wording for us. We don't have to worry about that with GetOiling. And I think that is one of the biggest things is we don't have to worry about saying the wrong thing and our website getting shut down. It happened to my sister. She's been doing health and wellness for a long time before she even started Young Living, and her blog was huge. And that 3-letter company was like, yeah, she was not making disease claims, but she had talked about an illness and had an essential oil talked about in the same blog post. And they're like, nope, you're shut down. You have to take every single thing out of there. You can't talk about disease and oils on the same page. And it was weeks that her website had to be shut down. And I don't have to worry about that with Young Living because it's compliant. It will always be compliant. So that, and I mean, like I said, she's got a huge following already. So it's not like they're watching every single brand partner or anything, but it just gets rid of that worry of, am I doing something wrong? Is this okay? So yeah, that's why I love that. But back to also starting a personal training business, I have forms that clients need to fill out. And I don't want to waste their time waiting on me to send them a form that I want them to fill out before we even have a meeting. So they can fill out the lead form on GetOiling, and then I send them to the campaign, which then sends them to a form in JotForm. They fill out the form in JotForm, and then they're going to get an email with the next form in it from JotForm. And from there, they will be able to make their initial free consult with me. And then I go back into GetOiling and send them the next batch of emails in a campaign that say, all right, it was great meeting with you. Here is the release of liability and our contract. And then they will again go back to GetOiling. Well, not even go back to it because they're still in it. And that's where they will pay through Stripe, because Stripe is integrated, and that way, you know, we don't have to worry about payment processors and trying to integrate all of that in there. It's all in there for us. So then they pick their package, pay through Stripe, and then Stripe through Zapier will trigger a client creation in my Trainerized personal training app. And that's where they get their workouts. So from start to finish, I really only have to do the actual call, which kind of hard to be a personal trainer if you don't physically talk with them, and then go in and manually put them into the next campaign with the links to the next steps. And that's not a big deal. You just do that immediately after the consult and you're done, you know. Zoom is integrated into GetOiling. And then there's the member vaults, which is important too, because when we're trying to get healthy, it's nice to have a community of other people on the same journey. So then I have a VIP client group to send my clients to in GetOiling. And that's where they're going to get a weekly form that they fill out, just a cute PDF that's created in Canva. And then you go to PDF Escape to make it a fillable form. And, it's branded to me, of course. And so then every week they kind of check off, oh, I did this workout. I, ate this, this, and this. And I, all the things that they're going to do while working with me. And they'll get that in the vault, as well as, again, community, which is really big with this stuff. And of course, you're going to learn about Young Living if you're in my, if you're one of my clients. I'm going to work with them to hopefully become a customer or even a brand partner on my team. I mean, these are people who I've really niched down, where I'm working with people who are Christian moms who put themselves last, which is pretty much every mother in the world, really, and who just need something for themselves again. So I've created that niche in that market of who I am and where I was before implementing what I teach. So they all get to know each other and have that added community and support and encouragement and extra tips. And hey, if you're kind of sluggish in the morning before you do your workout, I highly recommend diffusing peppermint oil. Here's how you can get that. And then special classes, essential oils classes just for my VIP clients. You know what I mean? Just, they go so well together. And with GetOiling, I don't have to have 2 different platforms, one for my training clients group and then one for Young Living, and then try and get them to work together. It's all right here. And I can add them to the GetOiling built-in theme automations that automatically send them the campaigns that talk about whatever I feel they would most benefit from that day. And it makes life so much easier when again, compliant, it's working for you. Last 2 weeks ago, we were on an RV trip without any Wi-Fi. Like, there was no Wi-Fi at the campgrounds, and that's okay. You're out there to escape anyways. But my website is still running everything for me. I can still be getting my name out there and getting clients started working with me while I'm on vacation and hanging out with my family. And it's just really cool. And I assure you, I have tried many other platforms. Nothing compares to this overall, nor is it cheap. It's expensive. And it doesn't do what this does, because again, this is geared specifically toward Young Living. And the other big course platforms with marketing built into them, they're not cheap, and you're having to input all of your Young Living stuff on your own. And it's stressful when you're trying to get started. Like, you really, really want to do this. You're all excited. And then you look at everything. You're like, oh, that's a lot of work and it's a lot of money. No, not with GetOiling. You can totally do this. You can start 2 businesses at once, and it's great. And it's not overwhelming. You just have a goal of, if I write the copy for 1 page today, great. Just have small, reasonable goals, and you'll get it done in no time. And you can leave your page unpublished until you're ready to share it. Like, you can build your entire website, leave it all unpublished, and just solely use the built-in themes to share and send people to while you're creating your custom stuff. And, you're still sharing, you're getting your name out there, you're doing all those things without feeling like, I have to get this page done today because I can't send any potential clients or leads. I can't send them anywhere. No, you can, because it's built in, it's done for you. And then you have fun taking your time getting to know the platform and how to customize it. But I assure you, it's crazy easy. There are many tutorial videos on YouTube from the work sessions that explains it so well. And once you start doing it yourself, you're like, oh, yeah, I got this. And I'm just really excited to be able to share that because I got 2 kids running around. I homeschool my 7-year-old. He's level 1 autistic. So we struggle with that. My 1-year-old is wild. She climbs and falls and gets hurt, and I'm chasing after her all day long. I just am recovering from 2 broken ankles. My husband just had wrist surgery, so he's not able to help right now. Like, it's insane here these days. And yet I'm able to do this. Like, I don't feel overwhelmed over my website right now. And I was before. I can't tell you how many ulcers I probably received being so stressed out. Like, I need to get this page done on this platform, and I have to do the forms here, and I have to integrate here. And it was driving me up a wall. Like, I never got anything done because I'm trying to piece together all these things that don't mesh well together. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to try GetOiling one more time. And I got it, and I was like, oh, okay, I'm not stressed. And that, I thank you guys so much for that, because my goal is to pack up and downsize, go into an RV with my family and go travel. My sister lives in Oklahoma, and I get to go down there and be with her now. Like, because of how simple it is to get started, and I can earn money while I'm doing all of this. And honestly, for how long I've been trying to do this on other platforms and it never working because I'm constantly distracted, I would never be able to complete it. I honestly don't think that. But then, because of GetOiling, because I can do all this so simply, I'm able to do this in no time. Like, there's a light at the end of the tunnel. I am so close to being completely done with my website. I'm already sending people here. Like I said, like 2 hours ago, I got somebody from the built-in theme requesting stuff. I'm like, I didn't even set that up. Like, this person had to go through my main homepage that I created, this one that's on the screen now, and she went to Work With Me and GetOily. So she was clicking around on my page and checking it out. And it's just cool. Like, I'm like, all I did was write the about me. That's literally all I had to do on this page. And it got me a lead. You know, like, that's huge for me. And I just, again, thank you guys for this. You have made my life so much easier. And I'm so excited to keep using it and build a team and tell them, guys, you got to use this. Okay, go here. Your life will be easy. Just do it. Okay. You know? So yeah, I feel like I rambled a ton and I was all over the place, and I apologize for that. But I mean, yeah, it's so easy. I don't need anything other than trainer eyes. And the only reason for that is because there's 8,000 workout demonstrations on there. Once I'm actually making like pre-programmed workout videos, they're going in member vaults. Like, I don't need anything else once I start creating those, you know? So it's really cool. It's everything you need to run just a Young Living business or Young Living and whatever else you're doing that's also a passion of yours. You can run them right alongside each other, and it's smooth and easy as pie.
I love it. Thank you so much for sharing this with us today, Laura. You guys give Laura some love from the community here. Like,
Thank you.
You've done really amazing work. And I mean, like, I'm inspired to go make something now. So it sounds like your process, and I was trying to kind of hack this at the beginning of the call today, based on what we've talked about previously. You're getting inspiration from another site, then you're doing the writing, and then you're making it pretty, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And like I said, like, I want you to take advantage of the 30-day trial. So if somebody's watching this on YouTube and like they're kind of on the fence about GetOiling and haven't started their free trial yet, go to some websites, get some inspiration, write your copy, figure out your images, like, be ready to go, start your trial, do all your stuff, again, just using the built-in theme while you're building up on the back end, unpublished. And then once each page is done, share it, and then, or publish it, I should say. And there you go. I'm willing to bet that if you have even somewhat of a small following, I am willing to bet that you will get at least a few people who click on some lead magnets and that you can start talking to and just build a relationship with them. And I mean, you can do it with confidence. You can say, hey, I have this really cool place to send people. And yeah.
So how long? And obviously, with you've shared with us that you've got several kids. You're nursing your healing ankles and your husband's surgery, and you've got a wild one and one that needs special care. How much time? Because this is a fairly new build for you. How much time would you say you have spent just on making the site? Like, do you have a ballpark idea or like an amount of time per day? Like what would, for somebody who's just getting started with building something like this, what are like the blocks of time? Like, what does that look like for you?
If I'm lucky, I get 1 to 2 hours in the evening where the baby is asleep and I can leave the bedroom and work. And that's, again, if I'm lucky. There are nights I can't do anything because she's like, nope, you're going to stay here with me. You're not leaving. And at those times, I will find way productive. Like I'll be working on copy or something I can do on my phone without keeping her awake. Although some nights the phone keeps her awake too. But yeah, I get a max of 1 to 2 hours a day uninterrupted. And that's at bedtime. And I mean, that's kind of where some of the sacrifice comes in. You know, I don't get to watch Big Bang Theory every night like I want to before bed. But that's okay because I have bigger goals and Big Bang Theory is not going to make me reach them. So if that's the time that I get and I still can get a decent amount of sleep every night, that's when I'm going to work. But yeah, 1 to 2 hours a day if I'm lucky. And while we were on our RV trip, we spent 5 days up there. I probably did half a page's worth of copy writing. So not much, but I'm getting there. You know, and once you build your first page, then you're like, wow, this is really cool. That's kind of that aha moment where it's like, okay, I can do this. I'm confident. And from there, you just move faster and faster because you're getting the hang of it. And, you know, you just do it.
I love it. I love it. You've done fabulous work here. And I mean, really, really, this is something to be proud of. I hope that everybody who has stuck around to watch this and who's going to watch this in the future on YouTube is able to see and understand just how simple it can be, right? I think we really do make this such a big thing in our minds where it doesn't have to be. And you are just the best proof I think I've ever seen that this can be done. It can be done beautifully, and it can be done, without having to be some kind of stress that piles on top of everything else that you're having to juggle. So just excellent work. So grateful to have you here today.
Thank you so much. It's been a huge honor that I was asked to be here.
Yeah, thank you. We got people talking about redoing their websites and telling their team to watch this so they could come do it too. Y'all come on, bring them. We do this live every week, every single week on Thursdays. So here, I'm going to come out of share here and let's, I think we're gallery view here, Brady Bunch. All right. So again, thank you. Thank you so much, Laura. For being a part of this. I want to keep an eye on what you're doing because you're doing beautiful work, really inspiring stuff. And to everyone here and to our team, thank you all. And we'll be back here noon next week, Eastern time, for more training.
Yes, Eastern, not 11. Or not Central.
You're good. You're good. Thank you for being here today.
Yes, thanks,
Thanks, Laura, for joining.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
All right. See you next week, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.